Let me start this off by saying that April Ryan told a huge, huge lie. And once we start accepting that fact, then we can start looking at who is really the enemy of African Americans and African Americans who wish to progress. April Ryan told a very huge lie that Omarosa was kicking and screaming, trying not to leave the White House, and she had to be escorted, even though the Secret Service says we have no documentation of her being escorted out. We don't have anything like that on paper. And April Ryan had all this fact-based evidence and her sources, and CNN protected April Ryan, and then you had a bunch of feminized black men who don't understand war and don't understand how to be strategic. You had a bunch of them get super emotional because women told them that they should be emotional about Omarosa. And for the mature strategic men, we just sat back and watched to see what the evidence would show. And here's what the evidence showed. It showed that April Ryan told a huge lie, and John Kelly used April Ryan to diminish Omarosa. That's all it ever was. April Ryan got used. And the disappointing thing in that, because April Ryan had a falling out with her one-time friend Omarosa, then she wants to manipulate black people into hating Omarosa too. Here's the thing I say to my fellow strategic men who understand war. Even if it's a person you don't like in history, when you're having a war and you have an ability to strategically use an Omarosa as leverage against your greater enemy, you do it. You don't allow the women to manipulate you into hating this opportunity to leverage against your greater enemy. That's helping your greater enemy when you are getting emotional about Omarosa. That's just ridiculous to do. That no strategic man would do that. Only a feminized man would do that. So, majority of us mature strategic men don't see a problem with Omarosa, because at the end of the day, having that type of leverage against supremacy or status quo, even for a short period of time, does wonders for those who think strategic. Those who think emotional, they're going to follow the April Ryans of the world. Those who think emotional, they're going to follow the Chrissies of the world. Those who want division amongst black folks, they're going to use all this shade room mentality. But for those who of us look at things strategically, Omarosa's winning. You got more people trying to capitalize on that win. You had supremacy was very intimidated by Omarosa, trying to fabricate that her book sales wasn't doing good when she was on the bestsellers list. And the minute she took a dip in people buying it, like any book, supremacy start putting out narrative. And see, that's what I think that we strategic black folks understand, that other Emotional black folks do not. We understand that it's all about the image of blackness. It's all about blackness doing exactly what the Greeks taught the Aryans, taught the Romans that need to be done. Let's create stories about how great it is to be mayonnaise. Let's create stories about how great it is to be mayonnaise and how bad it is to be chocolate. And this mentality has dominated the world. It has chocolate people trying to bleach their skin to be mayonnaise. Not the reverse. And what I think strategically people have to do, they have to look at the Omarosas of the world and strategically try to find ways to capitalize, to bring them back in the chocolate fold as best as possible, with some distance, and use that information to their benefit. Like right now, we need to be putting out a scandal series featuring the notes that she can provide from the campaign and from the administration. But there's not enough strategic black male thinkers, because many black male thinkers have been poisoned with emotionalism. Now, if you disagree with me, leave your intellectual comment in the comment section, and we will debate in the comment section. Peace.